Hey guys, welcome back to Globe Trekker Gaming. Today we'll be moving on to part 12 of our gameplay of Suzerain. Let's get going. So if I remember correctly, in part 11, we were deciding on the contractor to build that brand new highway that's going to be going on in this region of the country here. Yeah, you can see, yep, there we have the H3 highway. And despite this one kind of, I want to call him like an oligarch type guy, trying to bribe our character to pick his company, I wasn't going to go with that, because that guy seems incredibly corrupt, even though it might want to be a guy that you have on your side. But he was trying to get me to go with, like, I think it was called like Underhaul Construction or something, and I went with the kind of new company that hires a lot of domestic work and also really recruits resources from the like Western capitalist superpower that we're trying to ally with. So I'm sure that's probably what's going to be on the news here. So yeah, Underhaul Construction. I did look through this a little bit before I started recording, so that's why it didn't pop up right away. But yeah, you can see construction begins for the H3 highway. You know, risky highway, and Underhaul is the one that I think he was trying to get me to do, which, as I mentioned, he tried bribing my guy, so right away that's going to be a no. Alright, anyway, let's see what we have going on here. So I realize, like, we have a little bit going on Whole Sword and Conriat, and let's just see here. So, the economic relief plan is what's going on in Whole Sword. Conriat, meeting with Marcel Caranti. Oh, yeah. I remember that was the one where he kind of, like, is this big, like, he owns, like, some big, like, conglomerate or something, and basically wants to meet at his, like, country, or his, like, beachside estate or something. So, I'm intrigued to this one, but I'm really kind of more intrigued to see what this economic relief plan is. So yeah, I think I'm going to do this one first, but I do just want to go to the kind of the world map and see if there's anything more going on around the world, because I realize I haven't checked that, and I figure probably not too much right now, just with, you know, still kind of getting to the beginning and working on domestic policy, but the Republic of Wayland... Oh, it's just, I think these are just, like, different, like... Yeah, these are just different, like, notices. It's not, like, any, like, tasks we have to do or anything. Yeah, I'm going to go back to Sordland and just stick to this for now. I'm sure, like, as we continue to play along with the game, there's going to be a lot more developing there. What I did mention with this Conriat one, I'm going to get to that one in the next part here, but I really kind of want to see what's going on in Whole Sword with this economic relief plan, because I kind of want to get that kick-started and then meet with the Caranti guy. Actually, this might be quick, so I guess I can meet with him next. So, with assistance of the National Business Council and the Central Bank, Simon Hall put forward a countrywide relief plan to mitigate the economic hardship we're being felt. He can provide either stimulus checks for people in need or bail out businesses under serious financial strain, or decide not to approve of the plan. So this is going to stick to a little bit of my political views. I'm very much like kind of a libertarian in terms of like economic policies. Don't get me wrong, I love my COVID stimulus check. I enjoyed it. And I don't think businesses should fail, but at the same time, I don't like using government funds for either of these. I think there should be some sort of support. I don't like either of these. I'm going to not enact it, especially when we only have 7 left. I feel like this is kind of an easy test here, where it's going to try to get you to knock it down earlier. So I'm going to not enact a plan. As much as I think businesses should, be helped out there, and the people should be helped out, I don't like either of those plans. So I'm sure it'll probably open up more doors down the road where I can actually do projects and everything to really help the people. I guess that was pretty quick there, so let's go right to Conriat. And I feel like this is going to be similar to what the meeting with the guy with the construction company did, where it's going to basically... like, he's gonna try to bribe me and really try to get me to, like, sway with everything he does, and, like, I want to be on good terms with him, but obviously don't want to get bribed by him or anything like that. So I guess let's see what it is. So, on our motorcade located, headed to the meeting location set by Marcel Caranti, and only most confidential and trustworthy team members with me. Alright, so the darkness started settling as we drove up a hill. Where are we, Serge? I'm gonna ask him that. We are nearing the HOS Country Club. We'll be there shortly. We arrived and the big iron gates of the country club opened. It was huge and outright extravagant. Like I always say, I said this in like every part, this just reads like a book, which I think it's kind of meant to sort of be. So the main building, inspired by lesbian architecture, was illuminated from all sides. It was rather chilly. I was approached by Petter and Lucian. Yeah, both of them are good, trustworthy guys. I hope the journey was comfortable. Location is very remote indeed. Anything to keep me away from home. It wasn't bad. I'm looking forward to this meeting. I can think of comfort when our country is... I can't think of comfort when our country is descending into chaos. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. It shows he's trying to be selfless with it. When you put it like that. Enter the building. After opening the marble-engraved wooden door, we were greeted by 2 tall women. The receptionist led us to the meeting room. Marcel was standing by the window looking outside of the beautiful complex. He turned around to have a quick look at us both. I'm like picturing this as like some sort of like, you know, movie where like the rich guy just like is looking out on the ocean then just turns around when they walk in. He was a strikingly handsome man with well-groomed hair. He walked towards me with his hand reached out for a handshake. Yeah, I'll reach out to a handshake. He had a firm grip. It is such a pleasure to meet you in person, Mr. Caranti. I appreciate your efforts to reach out and establish a mutually beneficial friendship. Thanks for hosting us. I admired your father very much. Welcome. Your kind words have touched me, Mr. Vice President. He was indeed a great man. May he rest in peace. He was a true entrepreneur. Please accept our condolences. I'm going to say that one. He would have been very happy to hear this from you, Mr. President. It's time to look forward. Let's talk about our bright future. Yes, there's much to discuss. Let's have a seat. I heard you about your meteoric rise in HOS. I'm trying to remember what HOS is again. See if it has it up here. I guess not. I guess we'll find that out, but I'll say yes. There's much to discuss. Believe it or not, I've been a secret admirer of your political success. This guy, I can tell, is going to be shady, but we'll still see what goes on. I find your quick rise to power was shockingly well executed. Let's just get to the point. I would not be standing here if I was bad at what I do. The admiration goes both ways. I'm just going to say thank you. I feel like that's kind of a... Doesn't suck up to him, but doesn't just brush him aside either. He pointed at the seats. We sat down around the gigantic table. Before speaking, he knocked on wood. The past months have been tumultuous, to say the least. I'm glad you and your family were unharmed to the shooting. The whole incident must have been a shock for the kids. They aren't used to what we lived through back in the late 20s. I still remember when my father took us out of the country when it became too dangerous in Conriat. They were startled, but the important thing is that we're safe and sound. Spare me your... that's fine. Of course, that is all that matters. No family should suffer from tragedy ever again. We've had enough of that. Well, I am known to be a straightforward person, so let me get to the point without wasting your valuable time. I wouldn't really say he's being straightforward when he just spent like a whole while talking about his like upbringing or whatever, but whatever. It was during the Alfonso campaign when I was struck with by what you have done with the party. Marcel started to look at one of the paintings. Look at the painting, give Lucian a puzzled look at Marcel. Let me be straightforward, sit down and get to the damn point. I almost want to say this. I'm gonna say give Lucian a puzzled look. Lucian looked back at me and shrugged. He raised his eyebrows, something which he usually did when curious. Marcel pointed his finger at me. You said we will transform this nation, Mr. Rayne. My conglomerate has a way of doing things and I don't want them to change. So I want to cooperate with you. Please explain further. I'm gonna go with that one. You may have the people's support now, Mr. President, but what happens when you make mistakes? Everybody makes mistakes. What's that supposed to mean? Let's hear his point, Mr. Vice President. Oh no, yeah, just Vice President. Being a president of this country means having many enemies, enemies that would resort to anything to bring you down. Let's say these enemies caused a scandal or leaked sensitive information. Oh, this guy's already getting shady. These would be destructive when they were released. If they were released. I see where you're getting at. Continue. You're playing a dangerous game. I'm just gonna say, are you threatening me? Like, absolutely not. I'm merely offering a helping hand. Let's hear your offer. Doesn't sound like help. I harbor no ill will. It is up to you whether to accept my support or not. Let me at least explain further. Make your case. I'm not gonna do anything with this guy. He's already getting shady, but we'll at least let him state his case. I want 2 things, Mr. President. Number 1 is a guarantee from you that the Rayne administration won't meddle in HOS affairs no matter what happens. Now I can see what HOS is again. The heart of Sordland Conglomerate is a multi-industry corporation worth tens of billions of, I think it's called Ren is their currency, as part of the Big Four, the 4 largest companies. They are involved in all industries, but only have a monopoly in the media through the ownership of Sordland today. Number 2 is a simple gentleman's favor for the future. Let me prove my services to you first, and I'm sure you won't disapprove when the time comes. Here's the thing is, because I want to do kind of a hands-off approach with it, I don't trust this guy at all. I think he's going to definitely do some shady stuff. But meddling in HOS affairs, I think we should just let them kind of do their own thing. As much as I don't like this guy. How do I know I can trust you? My circle advised against this. They don't even know we are meeting, Mr. President. We both put ourselves at risk, but here I am willing to trust you. The question is, are you willing to trust me and accept this offer? What do you think about the solution? I'm gonna ask him. He whispered, I think it's a good deal. He's right, and we will need the media support. With his newspapers and channels on our side, we could dodge a lot of bullets. The one thing that bothers me, though, is his favor request. We do not know what it is. He can ask for something. He point fingers at us. Marcel interrupted. So, do we have a deal? You know what? I'm just going to go with it. He's probably going to try to do something shady down the road, and I'm going to turn him down, maybe. But I'm going to go with this just because I think it's going to let the media do their own thing, and he's probably going to look favorably. I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm saying we have a deal. So happy to hear that. You can contact me personally through this number. As soon as you know the story against you will break, please call me, and it will be taken care of. I hope you will uphold your end of the bargain as well. As long as you do. Yep, I'm saying that. You can count on me. We will meet again. Goodbye. Thank you for your time. Okay, so... yeah, I don't feel right about doing that there, and I feel like that's definitely going to come backfire at some point. But nonetheless, decision's been made, and it'll be interesting to see where it develops there. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for Part 13.